Hello guys, what's going on? It's ICC in HD and welcome back to another video. This video is gonna be another guide but also an experiment. I'm giving a try into making a proper guide about arcades, not about anything new but about specific things that are in game. This is gonna be a very simple guide, pretty straightforward about the basics of arcades, about mainly focused on new players. I keep seeing a lot of people in the PTS chat asking very simple questions about things that to some players like me that are experiencing this game that are pretty obvious. So I decided to give it a try and make a guide explaining the very basics of arcades. This is not gonna be a detailed guide, this is not gonna be any game content, this is gonna be really simple and basic. Now, once you start the game, you're gonna be a level 1 in your spawn. Doesn't matter if you go Nuyan faction, doesn't matter if you go, Harani faction, doesn't matter which race you choose, you're gonna be a little level 1 dude. You're gonna be greeted by a couple of NPCs in front of you. One of them is gonna have a green exclamation mark over the head. That means that's your main storyline. Any NPC with a green exclamation mark over the head or a question mark, but again, green ones, means it's an NPC that has a quest, or you have to hand in a quest that is in your main storyline. Your main storyline is important in Unchained and 6.0 because all of your gear comes from it. But before I jump into your gear, I'm gonna take a quick break from that and talk about this menu. This is your character info. It's gonna say level 1 when you start, it's not gonna even have a proper class, it's gonna say blah 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 novice, depending on the class you chose, sorcery novice if you're a mage, or battle rage, or swift blade, malediction, whatever class you start with. It's gonna be up here, underneath that it's gonna be your name, and a lot more information. As a level 1, you don't really need to pay attention to this menu over here. This is gonna be stats that you're gonna be paying attention later as you actually start getting proper gear, going for PvP and all that stuff. But until then, this menu here is gonna be useless to you. Another thing you're gonna be really paying attention when you start the game is this menu at the bottom of your screen. As you can see here, that percentage at the bottom left is my XP. You're gonna have a bar at the bottom that's gonna say XP, 0 out of 200, I think the first level, or 500, or whatever the first level is, and that's gonna be your XP bar. Above that, you have your labor points. Now, labor points are one of the most important things in this game. Labor points are what you need to use in order to be able to craft, to gather things, to process things, to sell packs, all that stuff. Labor points are really important and you need to use them wisely. If you just spam your labor points on useless items, and you're gonna run out of them and you're not gonna have anything useful. So don't just go around randomly mining or chopping a tree or whatever just because you saw them and you're like, oh yeah, that's so fucking good or whatever. Now, back to this menu, the character info. You have honor points and vocation badges. Unless you're focusing on playing arcades like, a Farmville game with just better player models, you're not gonna really be paying much attention to vocation badges early on, because vocation badges are the currency you use to buy a lot of your seeds and a lot of your farming, items. Like the farming gear or the crafting gear, which is not useless at all. It's actually pretty useful, but early on in the game you're not gonna be really paying attention to that because you need to level, you need to get some gear, all that stuff. Another very important thing though in this character's page, currency wise, are your honor points. Your honor points are what you use to get a lot of useful equipment like the crystallization scrolls, and in the second page, the gems. And, well, the Luna Charm as well. These gems are the honor gems. At the moment, the honor gems are the best kind of gems you can get. Well, not the ones you can buy off the honor shop, because these ones are the starting tier of it. You can upgrade them to Ice, to Splendid Luna Gems, and to Glorious Luna Gems, with Glorious ones being the tier 3, being the best gems you can get. Splendid one being the middle tier, which is kinda useless at the moment, and I'm gonna explain why. You have your gems here, you buy this gem, you put it in a piece of equipment. Also, these gems have a 100% chance to get gemmed into your item. You don't have any kind of RNG, to fail into gemming your item. So these gems are the gems you should be going for. But whenever it's in your item, let's say my staff, as you can see I have 3 honor gems in my staff, I can use these Luna Charms to temper pretty much my gems and give them better stats. At the moment, once you get your gems to +3, once you temper them 3 times, they're actually gonna be better than the tier 2 gems. You can get them up to +5, and again, they still have better stats than the tier 2 gems. Earlier in the game, you're not gonna really need these gems. You're gonna, focus these gems whenever you get your Hirams, because you don't really need them in your questing gear, but you need to start saving your honor points for that. One of the easiest way to get your honor points are by doing the ZR and the CR Rift. The Nuyan version of them is in Cedarstone Moor, the Harani version of them is in Innister. The ZR Rift stands for Grimghast Raid, or Rift, excuse me, and it starts at midnight game time on the top right, and the CR Rift is the Crimson Rift, which starts at 12 in the noon, 12:00 instead of 00:00. These are two simple raids you can do once you hit level 30. You will need, again, a raid, so you need to pay attention to the chat for people that have a raid up and running. They're going to be giving you some XP, they're going to be giving you some infusions, they're going to also be giving you some honor. Other ways to get honor is by doing the Whale Song raid and the Aegis raid, which start whenever these two zones start getting into war, but again, they also need a raid, as I said, so keep an eye out on your nation chat for people making raids for them. Another tip, because a lot of people seem to struggle with it, you can find the raids by using the raid finder. The way to do that is hold down your shift button, press your R button, and this menu is gonna pop up. Then you click the little magnifying glass over here, and it shows you all the raids that are active at the moment with people recruiting. So now you know how to get honor by doing the PvE raids that pop up daily. You also have the instance raids that you can get honor from, like the Golden Plains battle. Do we see the rewards here? No, we don't. Oh, yes, we do. If your team comes first, you get 2,000, then 1.5 and 1.2k honor respectively, depending on what side your team places. And other than that, sadly you cannot see it here because the raids in the dungeons are not enabled in the PTS at the moment, but you also have raids like the Fall of Hiram City, which is a 20-minute PvE raid, that you have to escort some NPCs around. It gives you some honor and some infusions, very useful things. You need to be stacking on honor as early as you can, because whenever you reach the point that you start getting endgame gear, you will need to use that honor to, make your gear endgame gear. Another thing I want to mention before I get into the gear pieces, which is the final thing I'm going to be mentioning in this video, is your passes. Now, to access your passes, you need to go down here on the right on this little calendar icon. You click that and it pops up the Arc or Arch Pass menu, whatever you pronounce it. When you start the game, you're not going to have anything here. You're not going to have a pass activated, of course, so you're going to have to go to register chains. You're going to have to buy the basic pass or any of the other three, and then whenever you click it, you're going to have to click register. Now, at the moment, you can buy and use a pass no matter what level it is. On launch, the pass is going to be limited to level 30. You're going to have to be at least level 30 in order to buy one. Once you buy your basic pass and you're going to be tier 1, you need to start doing quests that you unlock on this side of your screen to start tiering it up. Another thing about the passes, at the moment in PTS, we have the premium upgrade ticket, which costs 10 gold and can be used only, and I repeat, only on your basic pass. And then we have your premium arch pass, which costs credits that can be used only on one of those three. So if you want to use the premium version of any of those three quests, you need at least 1.5k credits. So with passes aside, now I'm going to be talking about quest gear. A lot of people seem to think that ArcheAge has quest gear like it had in the past, and like most MMOs have it. That means, you quest, you get some gear, you do, you gain 10 more levels, for example, and then you get extra gear. That's not how Unchained and 6.0 works anymore. The way it works is you're going to be getting crates with gear, of course, but you're going to get them only once. Now you're going to have to choose from cloth, leather or plate armor, depending on, the class you play and how you want your armor to be. And then you also get a weapons crate with 100s, 200s and stuff like that. Again, you choose out the weapon you want. That's going to be a quest in your main storyline, and the more you progress in the main storyline, you're going to be getting enhancers. Now I have stage 3 ones because I've used all the previous ones, but the enhancers are the items you're gonna have to use to infuse your gear. Let me explain. I have Hiram gear at the moment, but ignore it's Hiram gear at the moment. Let's say that's my quest gear. You get it in your inventory, you right click this enhancer and you get it in, again, your inventory, you open them up, and then you click this little sword that says gear upgrade. You right click the item you want to feed/infuse, and then you can either click auto list, which puts all your infusions in it, or you just manually click them to put them in the menu. And whenever you have as many as you want, you click synthesis. What's that gonna do? It's gonna start giving XP into your quest gear, leveling it up and making it better and better. Whenever your quest gear is capped out and you cannot put any more XP in it, you're gonna have to use Awakening Scrolls that you also get from your main storyline. The way you use your scrolls is you right click them, then you right click the item you want to use, it goes in here and you click Awakening. A thing that you really cannot emphasize enough, pay attention to, is the level. Let me explain. Right now I'm awakening my Hiram stuff, but if I do that, as you can see here, it shows you the the result of me pressing Awakening. It's gonna give me a rare Radiant Hiram Guardian stuff. As you can see, it's blacked out with a number over it. That number is 55, that means it's a level 55 item. At the moment, I'm level 54. If I click Awaken and this awakens to the second tier, it's gonna be a level 55 item, meaning I'm not gonna be able to use it until I hit level 55. So don't make the mistake of awakening your gear the second you can. Make sure that you have at least the minimum level of using it. I see a lot of people in chat being cacked out of it, a lot of people in chat not paying attention to it and actually awakening their gear to level 40, let's say, when they're level 31. Now, the reason I'm mentioning gear is because, again, lots of people seem to think that it's quest gear, so it's gonna be throwaway. No, it's not. Whenever you hit level 50, you're gonna be able to equip Hiram gear, and if you have your quest line, your main quest line, up to par with your levels, you're gonna have access to, where are they? These scrolls over here. By using these scrolls, the Awakening Scrolls rank 3, you're gonna be able to awaken your, rank 3 unique quest gear to Hiram gear. You can grind it in Auroria pretty much, anywhere that Abyssal Legion mobs are. You have daily quests in Western Hiram Mountains, Eastern Hiram Mountains, Ridwind, Diamond Source, Sangon Fields, and Nexelok. You have quests that give infusions daily or Awakening Scroll, depending on what you choose as a reward. But all these zones as well have Abyssal Legion mobs, meaning you can kill them and have a chance to get anything Hiram related out of them because they have drop rates to drop Hiram pieces, Hiram infusions, or Hiram scrolls. Now, if you're wondering why I said, you can switch your gear pieces around, so what did I say earlier, do not delete your pieces, it's because you cannot get any more quest gear infusions. Once you get your infusions from your main storyline, that's it. At the moment, there is currently no other way to get more of them. No way to get more infusions for it, no way to get more scrolls for them. So you need to be smart about it. When you're infusing something, don't just randomly put it in and click auto list. If you see that you're using, let's say, 2 big infusions and a small one, while you have a lot of smaller ones, try and use the smaller ones first. At the moment, let's say I infuse my stuff with my 4 unique Hiram pieces. As you can see here, it says overflow and a certain amount of XP. This is gonna be an amount of XP that's gonna be completely wasted and thrown away because my XP bar is gonna be full and not able to, accept that. Don't do that. Try and minimize the overflow you get on your items so you can have your items max geared as soon as you can without having to worry about more infusions and more PCs and more scrolls and all that stuff. One last thing that I forgot to mention earlier, not that important but at the same time very important, you need to pay attention to your Gilda Stars. Gilda Stars are the items you use to buy yourself a house, to buy yourself designs for a boat, for a submarine, for the cars, for all that stuff. Save your Gilda Stars. Don't randomly spend them just for, the sake of spending them. Try and stack them because they will start becoming more useful than you think. And last but not least, once more, because it's another thing I saw a bit ago on the chat that I completely forgot to mention, your farms and your card quest. A lot of people are lost about it. Your farm/card quest start in Halcyona in Solisa, in that little base over here. There's gonna be a Blue Soul Brotherhood NPC with a green leaf icon over their head. They're gonna give you a quest that's gonna take you through Halcy, it's gonna take you through Hell Swamp, it's gonna make you travel around a bit, plant some stuff, buy some stuff, process some stuff, until you get to the quest that you get your 8x8 farm and your card. Now, your card, a lot of people seem to misunderstand it and think that they're gonna get a full straight up built card, that you're not. You're gonna get a lot of materials for it, but not all of them. You're gonna get a quest that the NPC is gonna give you some materials to craft your card, but you will have to acquire the rest of them yourself. With that said guys, thank you so much for watching, hope you have a nice day. Goodbye.
Subscribe to ArcheAge HD. Don't forget to hit that notification bell to join the notification squad. Dab on them haters. Yeah!